This morning, as Iran and Israel exchange fire, President Donald Trump weighing his options on whether or not the U.S. will get directly involved in this conflict.
That as lawmakers battle over restricting his authority to make that decision. Meanwhile, the GOP split over whether going to war is even the right move. NBC's Alice Barr has details in Washington, D.C.
This morning, Israel assessing damage from a new round of Iranian airstrikes hitting a major hospital in the south and areas around Tel Aviv. That after Israel struck another target in the Iranian nuclear program that it's seeking to destroy, as President Trump weighs whether the U.S. military will join that mission.
I like to make the final decision 1 second before it's due, because things change. Especially with war.
The president meeting again with his national security advisors, considering whether to launch U.S. strikes on Iran, despite growing threats of retaliation.
I may do it, I may not do it.
Israeli strikes have probably set Iran's nuclear program back by a few months already, according to two sources with knowledge of the matter. But one critical underground facility would likely require an American bunker-busting bomb. President Trump suggesting he'd given Iran an ultimatum and that the path is narrowing to a diplomatic deal that many on Capitol Hill want.
We don't need to escalate in Iran. That doesn't make anyone in the Middle East safer, and it certainly doesn't make the United States any safer.
Growing division among Republicans, with some backing military intervention.
Either you want them to have a nuclear weapon or you don't. And if you don't, if diplomacy fails, you use force.
Others, like Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, arguing against another Middle East entanglement.
I don't want to get involved either, but I've been saying for 20 years, maybe longer, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
How close Iran may be to developing a nuclear weapon remains an open and pressing question. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
On that subject, President Trump says he thinks Iran was actually a few weeks away from having nuclear weapons. The U.S. intelligence community, though, has a different projection.
According to two sources, the intelligence community says that while Iran has lots of enriched uranium, the government has not made a decision to rush toward building a nuclear weapon.